You know how they say that everything is subject to change. Well, that's where we're at just at this moment. Things are changing just a little bit away from the plans I had of getting the truck back cleaned today for this episode. I've had to delay that just a bit, probably until tomorrow, but I hope not too far down the road. So Boxxy is idling right now, just getting a little bit warmed up, and then we're going to scoot just down the road a short bit to, well, probably my my fourth favorite place to go to, and that's our local Canadian Tire. So we're going to scoot back there, and the reason is because I need to be near a place I can grab some quick and easy little parts, and I'll explain that once we get there. So let's get her in gear and scoot down the road. It's a beautiful day, so let's go have some fun. We have made it to my parking spot here, right beside my local Canadian Tire. And again, I like that because if I need something, I can just shoot right over there and grab it. And having Boxxy, obviously, we can do the work right inside, and it's no bother at all, I wouldn't think. So here's the idea. As you know, I've mentioned, I've got to put a cat table right here, and we can actually use this shelving piece back here, right there, to become that cat table. And the corner piece on the edge will be perfectly making a nice corner right here. So that's good. So the theory with wood or metal is you can always take some off, but it's really hard to put any back, if not impossible. So I plan on cutting the initial piece to the full length I think possibly that I would need or would fit in here. And then as we do the refinement measurements and the in-place fitting, we can take little bits off if we need to make it work. And I'm talking specifically about this corner right here. I think I can actually utilize these two bolts with one of the old brackets on that shelf. So we can take these off, put an L bracket here, utilize that for shelf security. Then we'll just have to tag on a couple of I don't know, maybe self-tapping screws or something onto here for the rest of the security. And cut a notch into the shelf so it fits in here perfectly. And I think that should work. So therefore, what I need to do is measure from in here, distance, all the way out to right about this sort of plastic piece for the ventilation system. Because the shelf, I'm not going to bother bringing it over too far. This is plenty far enough for Maggie or Oliver, or even a dog, I suppose, in the future could sit there, not a problem. That would be perfect. It would still allow full access for maintenance on the heater, which is the blower motors right there, and obviously the doghouse right here for access to the engine. So without further ado, measuring, I come to, it sits right there, I come up here, and that's about 37 inches just to the inner edge of this plastic piece. So 37 inches it is. Oop, put that there. Come down here. And I put a faint mark here earlier. I bought a new fresh marker. So we'll go down and tag a good line straight across this whole piece. I mean, it doesn't have to be scientifically accurate. If it's off a little tiny bit, we can shave and trim any difference with the grinder bit. That's fine. So just as long as it's pretty much square and easy to work with, I'll be happy. There is the bracket, and these measure exactly the distance to those two bolts on the door latch. So isn't that cool? And here are the three rivets coming through to the shelf, and yeah, I can feel them. So I think the easiest thing for me is to I don't think I'm going to take them off, am I? Let me look. All right, to save damage on the top of the shelf, maybe I can turn this shelf over and access the bottoms of those rivets to take them off from the bottom. Let me give that a go, see if I can turn this shelf over easily. It's heavy, it's not impossible. Each shelf probably weighs maybe 80 pounds. 80 pounds is my guess. Oh, that one's out. Don't bother talking to me right now because I think I have zero hearing in both ears. So it'll be a silent movie for the rest of the show. Well, there's the L bracket, which I can reuse. And I'm just going to nip off these other two rivets that went partly successful. success. These two are a bit uglier than this one, but whatever. You know, this is the bottom. Nobody will see that too much. So let me flip it over, get back to this side, the mark, and we'll try and cut that off, I think. Oh my, that's how you do it. Now we have a cat shelf, or at least the parts ready for the cat shelf. And I still can't hear a thing. Oh my gosh. Don't talk to me for a little while because I can't hear you. All right, here it is. Not bad. So what I need to look at now is to refine some of the corners and the edges where we might have to snip off some of the table to get it in place. Another day, another dollar. That's the saying. As you can see, I'm wearing a different shirt. This is a new day. Again, I had to put things off a little bit to get to this day, to continue things. So it's early morning where I'm at. It's the start of a beautiful day out here. And Boxxy is still showing me a huge space to work with. But as you can see, the little piece up there of the cat table that I'm going to put up here is ready to be fit into place. We'll have to trim some of the cat table to get it to fit into here. But you know, I was just looking at something else, and it's this black, I guess it's an air plenum for the heating system, because that's the blower for the ventilation motor. That's where the air comes in from outside. It goes through here. Then you can see the tubes from the coolant, which probably go into the heater core inside here, which, by the way, if there's ever a leak in the heater core, look how easy it is to get to. Not like modern cars where they hide it all behind the plastic and everything that cars are built out of these days. But my point is, there's 15 years of weathering, rust, temperature change. As you can see, there's a lot of rust and whatnot on here. So why don't we scrape and clean a bit of this off? And as you can see, I'm parked right next to Home Depot. why don't we do the heroic thing? Let's tidy this up, scrape some of the loose paint off, clean it up just a tad, and then I'm going to run in and grab some fresh paint and we'll cover this up. Now, it's a little bit late to make this choice, but what color should I paint that? By the time you see this video, that's already painted, so I don't know. I suppose just to stay with the commercial theme in the cab area, which I was planning on doing. So if someone looks in the window, they still see what to them is a commercial vehicle. At any rate, I guess we'll just go for gloss black again. Why not? With that in mind, we could use that for other areas in the truck, I suppose. Gray might not look so bad either. What do you think? Gray? Black? Something fancy like dark green? Blue? No, it's probably going to end up being black. All right, I'm going to go in and grab a couple of things to get that started, and I'll talk to you momentarily. I really need to try a bit harder to stick to the plan and stop going down different aisles of hardware stores and whatnot. So this was a very good price. It's something that I can use very much, and it takes the same M18 batteries as the rest of my Milwaukee set. So this is a small vacuum, and actually it'll come in very handy, including cleaning off this box, getting it ready to paint. Not to mention getting into clean areas down through the floor here and that, which are very dirty and hard to get to with a regular wet cleaning and a rag. So I also grabbed the paint, that's just down here, but let's go ahead and get this out and gear it up, because we'll use it to clean up the flecks of old paint from that air plenum down here. All right, it has a really sturdy feel to it. Probably weighs 8 or 10 pounds, pretty heavy duty. Really good, strong, protected switch up here, very good handle. I like the package because it's just a single box, which from the looks of it, you could actually use as a seat, just in case you need to take a break while you're doing lots of cleaning. So on the inside, I assume, exactly. So the battery goes in over here. Here's your, okay, the suction cord just comes out a hole on the side, and we have 2 attachments. Excellent, very good. That worked pretty good. So I was able to lift off pretty much all of the very loose paint. What's left here now is very good surface. I'll leave this warning on here about not drilling, and I think putting the paint on here will actually help to hold any bits of paint that I was unable to get off of the surface. So I'm just going to move some of these plugs out of the way. There we go. And let me just grab the tin of paint, and we'll get a start on this and make that look a little better. That'll really brighten things up. Alright, with the doors and windows open a bit here, this black paint has really dried up well. It's pretty much safe to touch. The tackiness is gone. I was in and took a walk around Home Depot again. No, I didn't buy anything this time. I got to be careful on that one. So we have the cat shelf right here, and I believe we can use this support. That support has holes on this end which will mate up perfectly pretty much with these holes right here for this, the door latch mount. And in doing so, that brings this shelf, this bracket up to a very good level point. I have a couple of washers down here, right there, that we'll need to add on the top one just to lower this bracket on this far end a little bit. And that pretty much brings it level with this support piece here. That's ideal. Top one. Bottom one. Let's see if the door works. Door works fine. All right, so I just needed the new one in the top. The bottom was fine. And the reason I put these extra washers on the inside here, you can barely see them, is to make this level with this. There was just a bit of an off there, but now, as you can see, it's like really close. I mean, that is so close. This will be support of the shelf on this side, and of course that'll be the support on the shelf on that side. Look at that. Oh, and look at this. All right. Perfect and perfect. Wow, absolutely perfect. Woo. Cat table is done. So thank you very much, folks. If you've enjoyed the suffering I've gone through and the deafness that I'm experiencing right now, please touch the like, and maybe in the next couple of episodes you'll see Maggie or Oliver with me in the truck, now that they have a safe place to ride. Thanks again, folks. Take care. Please be well, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.